My name is Tim Novotny. I'm the general manager at Bay City Ambulance. Well, I was approached by Advanced Health to be a member of this opiate crisis task force, recognizing the need in the community. Chief Kappelman recognized this need and really spearheaded the whole process, and then reached out to us, being the emergency responders, to be able to have our input into the crisis and see what we can do as frontline responders to intercept this crisis and see how we could proceed from there. We recognize the need for naloxone in more than just on the ambulances and with the fire departments, but frequently the law enforcement is the first ones to arrive on scene to recognize what the issue is, and then they had to wait until first responders, the ambulance or the fire department, to arrive to administer naloxone. Since the changes within the state in the ability for law enforcement and members of the public to be able to administer naloxone, we thought this was the perfect in for them to be able to make the difference on some of these crises. Naloxone is a pretty safe medication. It's a drug that we can now administer intranasally. We have an atomizer that connects to the vial of the medication to the ampule, and they'll be able to administer that, and that atomizes in the nares, and it's absorbed, and it blocks the cell receptors that the opioids bind to. Cost was certainly an issue when we started this, so I was able to work with Chief Kappelman and be able to allow them to purchase the naloxone at our cost. I've also allowed it where if they were to administer that naloxone on scene to a patient, we would immediately replace it with one of ours so that they were restocked and still able to carry that. It removes one more barrier financially and allows them to continue to provide this service to the community. I mean, just as recently as this last weekend, we had a 20-something-year-old male who had an accidental heroin overdose. Unfortunately, emergency medical services was not activated soon enough, and when we did arrive, he was already deceased. And when we think of the opioid crisis, we frequently think of the heroin overdoses, but it's so much more than just the heroin overdoses.